दोस्तों, आज सुबह सुबह सरी पुलिस की तरफ से 2 फोटोग्राफ्स और 2 नाम रिलीज हुए मीडिया में। 22 अप्रैल को एक्सटॉर्शन रिलेटेड गोलीबारी का मामला था। उसमें 2 व्यक्तियों को धर लिया गया है। अभियुक्तों का नाम 22 साल के दमनजीत सिंह और 30 साल के परदमन सिंह। ये दोनों, इनका नाम फॉरेन नेशनल्स के तौर पे इनकी शिनाख्त हुई थी, लेकिन जब आज सरी पुलिस के प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में मैंने स्विफ्ट रेडियो की तरफ से सीधे तौर पे उनसे पूछा क्या फॉरेन नेशनल्स का मतलब इंडियन नेशनल्स है, उन्होंने कहा हाँ, ये दोनों ही भारत के नागरिक हैं। फॉरेन नेशनल्स, डू यू मीन इंडिया, इंडियन नेशनल्स?
Yeah, I believe both are from India, yeah.
अब इस सिलसिले में बहुत सारे अरेस्ट हो चुके हैं। आए दिन एक्सटॉर्शन के वाकयात होते रहते हैं, गोलियां चलती रहती हैं, जाने भी गई हैं। कुछ तो शायद एक्सटॉर्शन रिलेटेड है, कुछ गैंग वॉर का नतीजा है, लेकिन यह मामला एक्सटॉर्शन से जुड़ा हुआ लग रहा है। सरी पुलिस ने बहुत सारी चीजें तो नहीं बताई हैं, लेकिन ये फोटोग्राफ्स रिलीज हुए हैं आज, और कल एक्सटॉर्शन राउंड टेबल हुआ था। सरकार की तरफ से सरी पुलिस के लोग भी थे, आरसीएमपी के लोग थे, कनाडा बॉर्डर सर्विसेज अथॉरिटी के लोग भी थे। इन सभी ने एक बात क्लियर कर दी थी कि एक्सटॉर्शन को बर्दाश्त नहीं किया जाएगा, और पुलिस जगरनॉट, इस लफ्ज का इस्तेमाल किया, जगरनॉट का इस्तेमाल हो रहा है इस मामले को सुलझाने के लिए। अब यहां पर एक सवाल कल पूछा गया था सरी पुलिस चीफ नॉर्म लिपिंस्की से कि क्यों ना ऐसे लोगों के नाम, पते और फोटोग्राफ्स रिलीज कर दिए जाएं ताकि इनको नेम एंड शेम किया जा सके। तब सरी पुलिस चीफ ने बोला था कि हमें कनेडियन कानून के तहत काम करना है और कनेडियन कानून इस तरह के काम करने के लिए इजाजत नहीं देता है। जब आज मैंने पूछा सरी पुलिस के स्टाफ सार्जेंट लिंडसे हॉटन से क्या उस सवाल के नतीजे में आज फोटोग्राफ जारी किए गए हैं, उन्होंने कहा ऐसी कोई बात नहीं है, पहले से उनको रिलीज करना ही था।
Yesterday at the extortion roundtable, Chief Norm Lipinski was asked if these criminals, their photos should not be released, and shouldn't they be named and shamed? And the chief said that we have to follow Canadian laws and we have to operate within the strict dimensions of the Canadian laws.
Yeah.
And immediately this morning we see the photographs have been released. So did that question have something to do with changing their
no,
minds?
the timing is purely coincidental. You know, we've been waiting on issuing this news release for about 5 days now, and just happened to be this morning. You know, as we've said, and as Chief Lipinski said yesterday, in order for us to be able to issue this with respect and be still within the goalposts of privacy laws, police have to have a legal reason and a justifiable reason. And the reason in this case is we're looking for witnesses to come forward. We're potentially looking for additional victims who may recognize these individuals, or we want associates of these 2 individuals to come forward and give information about either them and their activities or other people. You know, we're not naive to think that they may not be involved in more than just this one.
लेकिन एक्सटॉर्शन के खिलाफ मुहिम में ये पड़ाव माना जा रहा है, एक बड़ी उपलब्धि के तौर पे इसको दिखाया गया है। लेकिन भारत के नागरिकों का एक बार फिर से नाम आना, ये बहुत ही अफसोसनाक बात है। कम्युनिटी में इस बात को लेकर के असहजता जरूर है, और इस पर लगातार बातचीत होती रहेगी, ऐसी हमारी उम्मीद है।
So what I can tell you today is we have arrests and charges against 2 individuals stemming from a shooting that happened in April. It was April 22nd of this year at about 12:40 in the morning when Surrey Police Service frontline officers responded to a call of a shots fired at a residence at 134th and 87A Avenue. Our officers arrived at the scene and located damage to both the residence itself and a vehicle. The residence was occupied at the time, and fortunately no one inside was injured. Our extortion response team took over the lead on the investigation the next day and were able to quickly identify a suspect vehicle. Now, that suspect vehicle led us to a residence. We were able to get a search warrant to search that residence, and we did that with the help of the Lower Mainland District Emergency Response Team, Canada Border Services Agency, and other SPS units. Inside the residence at the time of the search warrant were 2 individuals, and both of those men were arrested at that time. Damanjeet Singh, 22 years old, and Pardaman Singh, a 30-year-old male, have now both been charged with reckless discharge of a firearm and possession of a firearm. Both those men currently remain in custody and have future court dates in the next couple weeks. Both of them are foreign nationals, and SPS has engaged CBSA for any related immigration investigations that they may be doing. We have also taken the step today of releasing the photos of both Damanjeet and Pardaman, with the hopes again that more witnesses may come forward. Victims who have yet come forward to report crimes to us, you may recognize these two people, and associates. We have had tips come in previously when we have released photos, and we're asking people to look at these photos, see if you recognize these two men, and phone Surrey Police Service.
So 2 individuals were charged with similar kind of offenses. So there are like 2 guns were recovered from the scene, or?
So oftentimes what happens when you have 2 individuals at the same event or same incident, they are often both charged with the same offenses. In the criminal world, it's called party to the offense, and you get charged with the same thing.
If foreign nationals, do you mean Indian nationals?
Yeah, I believe both are from India, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And do we know that if any of them is an international student?
That I don't know. We've reached out to CBSA, and CBSA has asked us to refer any questions around their status in Canada back to CBSA.
When they arrived in Canada, when they entered Canada?
That I don't know. That information hasn't been provided to us by CBSA at this point.
There seems to be a lot of age gap, like, it's almost 8 years. The eldest is almost 30, right?
Yeah.
Is he still a student, or do we know, or was he how long was he here?
That I don't know. I don't know how long he was here. It's possible. We've seen historically or previously different ages for people coming on different types of visas, student visas. Certainly a lot of the post-secondary educational institutions have mature student opportunities. So I can't speak to why there might be an age gap in this instance.
Can you tell us how many total suspects Surrey Police have arrested linked to extortion so far, and how many among them have been charged, and what is the total number of persons deported?
Those are good questions. I don't know the number of deportations or removals from Canada. That's something that CBSA would be able to speak to. I know that CBSA has been providing stats every 1 to 2 months on the number of extortion-related deportations or removals.
Specifically about the Surrey Police.
I think for Surrey Police, all of the names and photos are on our website. I think we're up to about 10 or 11 arrests, and these individuals remain in custody for processing of their criminal charges now. And so what happens often is CBSA's immigration process will be paused while the criminal proceedings take place. So these people haven't been removed. I think we're at about 5 or 6 removals on SPS files or cases in the last 6 or so months. All of those names are on our website.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Were these guys known to police before, or is this the first?
No, no previous criminal convictions, and not known to police before.
Mm-hmm.
One more question. Recently, that within a month, there have been arrests made in the extortion-related cases. So can you tell me what is the change of strategy that Surrey Police is finding? They are able to find them so quickly and arrest them and charge them?
Yeah, every case is different, and every case, the evidence in the cases are a little bit different. In some cases, depending on where the incident happens, if it's a shooting in a residential area or business district, we may have more or fewer witnesses depending on the time of day. We may have more or fewer digital evidence opportunities, CCTV or dash cam footage. So every case is a little bit different in that respect. In this case, we were able to quickly identify a suspect vehicle using some of the evidence, both physical and digital, that we collected at the scene of the incident itself. That's, I think, quite obviously very helpful to our investigators. And it can often lead us to quickly identifying where we need to go, where we need to potentially apply for search warrants. The other piece is these investigations take time, and we certainly appreciate that it's taken time for not just on the police side since the extortion crisis started almost a year ago now, for us to build up our strength and numbers in terms of building up our teams, our investigative teams, but also building up information gathered from the community and some of that trust from the community. We're a new police agency, and I think everyone recognizes that here in Surrey. And so building up some of that trust to have people come forward. We've spoken quite frequently anecdotally, and we've heard from the community, whether it's some of the town halls or community forums that we've been at, that this is an underreported crime, or has been historically an underreported crime. And we understand that people have been generally afraid to come forward, and some of that might be a trust level with the police. And so we've worked very hard, and I know other agencies have as well, to build that trust. And so I think it's a combination of all those things.
If I can ask you two questions. First of all, have you found out any links to a bigger organization of these two individuals? Were they acting independently, or they were henchmen of some bigger crime boss?
Yeah, there's no indication right now that they're connected or acting on behalf of a larger organized crime group or organization. We understand that oftentimes what happens after shootings especially, and we've seen that with incidents like Caps Cafe, people will go online and claim credit that they're from the Lawrence Bishnoi group or the Goldie Brar group or some of these other groups, and a lot of that is most likely online posturing. Individuals at the street level are most likely several layers removed, and if history is any indication, they likely don't even know who the person or group is that they're doing this on behalf of.
Right.
But we want to know that, and our investigators are looking into that. We want to be able to trace back as far as we can, because not only do we want to identify and potentially hold those people also accountable, but we also want to share that information and intelligence with our law enforcement partners here in Canada. The RCMP federally have that jurisdiction around both the federal policing side, but also policing on an international angle. And it's the RCMP that have been sharing information and potentially even gathering information with their foreign law enforcement partners. So I would encourage you to reach out to the RCMP, who have spoken several times in the last year about some of those more international connections potentially.
Right. Yesterday at the extortion roundtable, Chief Norm Lipinski was asked if these criminals, their photos should not be released, and shouldn't they be named and shamed. And the chief said that we have to follow Canadian laws and we have to operate within the strict dimensions of the Canadian laws. And immediately this morning we see the photographs have been released. So did that question have something to do with changing their
no,
minds?
the timing is purely coincidental. We've been waiting on issuing this news release for about 5 days now, and just happened to be this morning. As we've said, and as Chief Lipinski said yesterday, in order for us to be able to issue this with respect and be still inside the goalposts of privacy laws, police have to have a legal reason and a justifiable reason. And the reason in this case is we're looking for witnesses to come forward. We're potentially looking for additional victims who may recognize these individuals, or we want associates of these two individuals to come forward and give information about either them and their activities or other people. We're not naive to think that they may not be involved in more than just this one